Okay. Well, let's get out of the games and demos category yet again. Hey, we're the only Spellforce 3 streamer right now. Dope. We have the whole market. Well, I hope somebody stops by soon. Alright. Let's continue where we left off.
When the sun shines onto the turquoise marble of Old Calais, it is difficult not to admire the greatness of what was once the largest Hibernian city on Io. Only the story of its creation may dampen an explorer's enthusiasm. Like most Hibernian cities, it was built on the backs of slaves.
Alright, I'm trying to send somebody a picture of my turtle. Hold on. Alright.
What's next?
We're being attacked.
What? How? Oh, we're fine. Wait.
Yes.
Are we fine? Are we? Yeah, we're fine. Okay.
Whatever's necessary.
Get ready.
Fine. Huh?
All right, here goes nothing.
Let's burn them.
Our scholars have finished researching a new technology.
What quest is this one? Oh, get the shards. Okay. Yeah.
I'll keep you shielded.
Yes. Uh-huh.
You read my mind.
Fair enough. Let's do this. We're being attacked.
Yes.
Get ready.
They will fall.
Oh, we have viewers already. Awesome. Welcome to the stream. Apparently, the only Spellforce one tonight. It's both sad and exciting.
Does this never end?
Okay, let's take out this first. We don't care about these.
So, what's the plan?
You read my book.
Yeah. Summon some zombie news. Alright, well, scared away one viewer.
Just give
Womp
me a word.
womp. Big sad.
Alright, give me a second.
Build an outpost here right away.
The outpost has been built. We've expanded our borders.
Fine.
What? Oh my god. Oh, that's embarrassing. Okay, well. What can this one make? I don't really need more ballista.
Building completed.
Yet.
Let's see. Hold on, I have a whole bunch of like quote artists messaging me on Twitter because I want some emotes, but let's see.
We're being attacked.
But a lot of them seem like fake accounts or stolen art or suspicious.
What do we need? Whatever's necessary. Corporal?
Building completed.
This is the end!
Huh?
We're being attacked. Uh-huh. Fair enough. Let's do this.
We should get moving.
Alright, here goes nothing.
Okay. Yeah, this mission was pretty much done when I had to leave earlier. It's just got to go through the motions to close it all out. Wipe that out because it deals damage. Wipe that out because it deals damage. These wardens are pretty cool.
What?
Is there like a... There is a glossary of human units.
Did you say? Would you like?
They don't tell me what their abilities are though.
What is it?
So let's...
The rock. This will be a
Awkward.
masterpiece.
The outpost has been built. We've expanded our borders.
I'll keep you shielded. Let's burn them. Fine.
Aria Distillery. I honestly don't even know if my opponent has used
Does this
high-tech
never
stuff
end?
against me or
Well,
not.
mine.
I have so many ballistas though that
What's next?
these buildings are no longer threatening. Academy. Aeonir's Fist, Fortified Outpost. Barracks, Foundry. Alright. It's pretty much just gonna... Oh, that's really cool. They immediately just like go pick up all this junk that was on the
We're
ground.
being attacked.
They will fall.
Is that like, I don't know if that's rubble from like the... Ooh, let's go pick that up, shall we? I don't know if that's rubble from the structures I destroyed or if it's just like stuff their workers said, ooh,
Our workers are under attack.
dope.
Our workers are under attack. Get ready. Here we go. Our workers are under attack. Fair enough.
Danger up ahead. Mine.
What are they even fighting up here? Oh.
We're being attacked. All right, here goes nothing.
War fighting. Does this never end?
Ellen, guide my hand. Our workers are under attack.
Fine. You'll regret this.
Our capital is under attack. Our workers are under attack.
Okay. Let's grab this, shall we?
Let's see.
We should be able to get this.
Get these guys down here. What are you guys doing down there?
Yes? Good move.
Idiots.
Got it.
Oh, what? What?
We should get moving.
Alright, well.
Expansion is the key to victory. I'll keep you shielded.
All right, give me a second. Building completed.
Get them clearing the rubble away, I guess. Wasn't expecting that. I guess that makes sense. These guys still aren't moving.
Yes?
They're stuck somehow. Hey, Panda King. How are you doing? I need some ideas for some subscriber emotes. Got any cool ideas?
So, what's the plan?
Let's see.
Fair enough.
Whatever's
Let's
necessary.
do this.
So far I have a emote, I need that, and a must be nice emote, and why I all-time die emote. But I can have 7 regular ones, 1 animated one.
Our workers are under attack.
Finish school, that's exciting. Now it's time to get Spellforce.
Yes.
This would be a masterpiece.
I have streamed
Our
it for
workers are under attack.
almost like 20 hours already,
Yes.
in like 4 days. I love this game. Okay. Is our...
Our workers are under attack.
How much? Oh, our workers are done already. Okay.
What do we need?
For the fire wielders!
Our workers are under
Anything
attack.
cool up here? I have no money. Well, what the hell, man?
Hammer. Careful, people. That
Take your
thing's
parents' money.
dangerous. Fine.
Our workers are under attack.
Interesting. Number 3. Seems we're on a roll.
I think the Hibernians simply use those shards for a lot of purposes. They've been buried in these ruins. Huh. Fascinating.
It's not boring. It's only boring because I've already beaten this mission. And I just gotta pick these things up.
Our workers are under attack.
And the competitive multiplayer is the real meat of the game. This is just the campaign.
Our workers
Oh, this guy got aggressive. That's awkward. That doesn't matter. We're done with this.
under attack.
Oh, I could have taken the Godstone to get up there faster. Oops.
Our workers are under attack.
Of course, these are aggressive again. Well.
Our workers are under attack.
As soon as these guys get here.
And here's the last one. Can't believe it. Let's head back to the outpost.
Okay.
Can't wait to see what Drake plans to do with these.
Our workers are under attack.
Where the hell is Wraith? Down here.
Understood.
Our workers are under attack.
Is it so hard to understand that I don't want to talk about this? I'm here and I'm trying to help you. Isn't that enough?
Silverhand's just trying to be.
Well, don't. And please, just stop talking about yourself in third person. It's ludicrous. Yes?
He's not wrong.
Did you find the shards?
Our workers are under attack.
I do. They weren't even that hard to find. Here.
Show me. Yeah, that'll do.
Yes.
Well, there's a reason necromancy is frowned upon. And why even some dark elves shy away from practicing it. Even me.
What are you trying to say?
For what I need to do, I will need...
Are you joking?
I'm not. You asked for my help, and this is all I can offer. If you want to try solving this with a jar of butterflies, go ahead. One life will suffice.
Who did you have in mind?
Seriously, Tahar? I can't believe you're even considering this.
It's the only way.
It can be anybody. As long as the blood was still running in the Chosen's veins at the time.
I'll do it. Varden, I said I'll do it. It's Arlen who caused this, and even though I don't know the reason, I should have seen it. His expeditions, these speeches he gave in the council, I was too occupied with cutting a good figure
So,
of
do you have
monsters.
any emote ideas,
If this
Panda?
fog spreads again, it may be the end of the Moor here. We have nowhere else to go, especially not with that madman Lacane in power. Ironic. So bloody ironic.
Our workers
The Moor here need a leader, Varden. If you kill yourself, who is it gonna be? Arlen? No, that's not gonna happen.
Silverhand doesn't know.
It's fine, Silverhand. It's my choice. Wraith.
I'll need a Hibernian altar to perform the ritual. Since this you
I'll see if I can
do that. Varden, I would like to talk with you in the meantime.
Our workers are under attack.
No, for fuck's sake, man. So annoying.
We're being attacked.
What the fuck is hitting me down here?
Our capital is under attack.
Oh. Okay. Calm your ass down, game. Capital is not under attack. It's just a couple of these things.
We're being attacked. Here goes nothing.
Let's burn them.
Okay.
More fighting. Does this never end?
Alright. Yeah, this mission's done by the time I get up here. It'll be over.
There. That looks like the altar Wraith was talking about, doesn't it?
It does. I still can't believe Varden wants to do this to her. I just can't.
Let's set up an outpost. We need to make sure the ritual isn't going to be interrupted.
This will be
All right,
a
fine.
masterpiece.
Good. Now let's... Wraith and Silverhand.
Yes, that should do. Well, I don't know how to say this. Are you ready, Varden?
I am. Silverhand,
Yes?
tell the Moor here that I'm sorry, and that Xyla should lead them from this point on.
I will. Varden, Silverhand, he doesn't know what to say.
It's okay. Wraith, do it.
Understood. It won't hurt.
Wait,
Blazes, what's happening?
It's almost over. It's done.
Why? I thought you said it wouldn't hurt.
I saw his hesitation. If I had told him what really awaited him, he might have backed out.
What about the beast you wanted to summon? Where is it?
In the shards. Let's talk at the location of the miasma.
Tiara's breath. What a mess.
Our workers are under attack.
I know it sounds dramatic, but he died for his people.
Yes, he did. Let's just hope it was worth it.
Varden asked you to tell the Moor here he's sorry. Does that mean they didn't know about his sacrifice?
They didn't. And it will be up to Silverhand to tell.
I never asked you that. What was your relationship with Varden?
Silverhand's relationship? Oh, hard to say. Silverhand first met him 8 years ago, before he was a scryer. Varden was a young, idealistic man back then. Always rational, always driven by logic rather than faith. His clash with Arlen was bound to happen. So, to answer your question, Silverhand doesn't know what their relationship was. Silverhand and him were neither strangers nor friends. But then again, he doesn't think Varden was a man to have many friends in the first place. Varden was too focused on his task for that, to find a new home for the Moir. That was what Silverhand and him had in common.
Well then, time to put an end to this. What do we do with his corpse?
Let Silverhand take care of it. You go on ahead. He will meet you at the outpost. So much death. It's always the same.
workers are under attack.
Yes.
Our
Okay.
workers are under attack.
What do I need now? Oh.
Just give the word.
Okay, well, there's gotta be a godstone up here, right? Okay, thank God.
We're being attacked.
Yes. Now would you look at that?
Okay.
Our workers are under attack. Our workers are under attack.
Get ready. Fair enough. Let's do this.
Our workers are under attack.
Sounds like a plan.
Our workers are under attack.
Tahar, where's Silverhand?
Making sure that Varden gets a proper burial. Are you ready to summon the Devourer?
Yes, just say the word.
I am.
Good. Step back.
Scribe, how can I assist?
Well, this thing's pretty dope.
Building completed.
Is it dead?
I think so. What on EO was that thing?
A spectral abomination. If I had to make a guess, I'd say that the power of the miasma somehow made it stronger.
Well, it's dead now. What about the fog? Do you think it's safe to go in?
It is. The Devourer destroyed the source of the miasma. And it seems your friend Arlen is still alive. So, I did what I came here for. The corruption is stopped, and this is where our ways part.
Now? Don't you want to know what Arlen has to say? What?
Truth be told, I don't care. It's always the same. Misguided.
Farewell.
Come on, Tahar. Let's see what Finrear has to say. I'm honestly curious.
Our workers are under attack.
Huh. Intriguing.
Tahar, I figured you were behind this.
Why, Arlen? Help me understand. Why did you summon the corruption?
Can't you guess? Our people. We had lost our way. The Guardians, Ellen, they were all we have. They just don't see it. They think it was just our perseverance that made us survive throughout the years. But it wasn't. It was Ellen, our mother. But they betrayed her. They forgot our origin, forgot what our culture was was all about.
But why the corruption? Blazes, you killed people, Arlen. What were you hoping to gain from it?
I wanted to show them that the Guardians can also be punishing. I wanted to show them what their wrath looks like. Humility. That's what they were lacking. And Varden and his rationality only made it worse. All he cared about was himself and becoming the first scryer.
Varden is dead. He sacrificed himself to cure the corruption.
What?
That miasma. It's necromancy. The worst kind. That devourer we summoned to destroy the crystal was made with Varden's blood. So you thought the corruption would bring the Moir back to Ellen? Restore their faith?
I did. But it was foolish. I see that now. At first, I thought clearing the pools would work. Still, I did.
Your regret won't bring back the dead.
Womp womp.
He's dead, Tahar.
Of course he is.
Let's go back to Silverhand.
Alright, well I have a quote on 8 emotes at least. I don't really know, like, what I want them to do exactly, and I don't know. I need 8. Well, I don't need 8, but I can have up to 8. Oh my god. What even is this building? Oh. Oh. Well. That's pretty lame. You know what, that doesn't matter. You guys attack everything here.
Does this never end?
And the heroes go here.
I'll take a look.
Okay.
Interesting.
What a blasted mess. What a blasted, stupid mess.
For what it's worth, the plan worked. We cleared the corruption, and Arlen is dead.
Silverhand sees. He felt a shift, but after all that happened, Silverhand was too cautious to make assumptions. Tell Silverhand everything, Tahar. He wants to know. Interesting. A misguided fool, as there are so many.
What's your opinion on what...
Silverhand doesn't know. Arlen obviously wasn't a monster. He wanted the best for his people, which he thought would be to lead them back to the Guardian faith. A noble endeavor. But his methods... so foolish, he toyed with things he could not understand. Blazes. Hibernian necromancy. How could he not see where... well, no point in thinking about it now. Fate has decided, and all that can be done now is to look for...
What will become of...
A good question. We shall see. Commander Zyla is...
What are you even doing tonight,
woman,
Panda?
And after
Oh, you're not here
purity
anymore.
has
Never
been
mind.
stopped, which you will do, Silverhand can feel that. He can feel that they will find a new home. Until then, Silverhand is certain that the Moir will stay loyal to you and help you in the battles to come. Thank you for your help, Tahar. You once again stopped something horrible from happening, and they shall meet again.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Anything else you need to do here? If not, I suggest we head back to Mullendir. Our elven allies will want to know what happened here.
Into silencer purge. Meh. Let's take all that sweet, sweet gold. Okay.
Corporal?
Here we go.
Alright, where to now? How many applies does this have? Oh. Okay. Well. Alright. Okay, so we have a main quest here. Is there one anywhere else? Secret meeting in Everlight. Yeah. Ooh, get to pick. Alright. I'm not sure how to pronounce your name, but welcome to the stream. Pirate Spirit? No. Pirate Sprite? I don't know. If I were to try to explain this game to someone looking for a new RTS game, I would absolutely recommend this game. I've been playing it pretty heavily since it came out. Definitely a 10 out of 10. If you're used to StarCraft and Command & Conquer like I am, you're an old school gamer like me. If you like those games, you will like this. This has a lot of really nice quality of life features like Command & Conquer had, as opposed to StarCraft. So like Command & Conquer, you don't have to pick like workers and then send them to build buildings or... hold on. Since you're the only one here right now, which faction should I play for this mission? Do you want to see humans, elves, or orcs? Hopefully once I get in the game it'll be easier to explain it to you if I can show it. So, what faction would you like? Elves? Okay. Elves are a popular one when the stream picks. I do like playing the elves, they're pretty good. They're a more defensive faction. So, did you ever play like Age of Empires or Age of Mythology or stuff like that? This has an economy that's more like those games. Long time ago, yeah. Yeah, this has an economy that's more like not Command & Conquer. It's more like Age of Empires or Age of Mythology where you have multiple resources. Whereas in Command & Conquer you just have money. And if you have money, you can build anything. This isn't like that. And each faction actually prioritizes different resources. So like humans kind of need a little bit of everything. Elves need a ton of wood. Dwarves need a ton of stone. Stuff like that. So depending on what faction you're playing, you're going to structure your economy a little bit differently. And potentially differently for what build you're going for. If you want to rush a specific type of unit with an upgrade or something. But this has a lot less economy management than like StarCraft does. You don't have to build your workers. You just throw your buildings down and they get built. And your workers are generated automatically.
I did as we discussed. The outpost is all set up and our men are ready to go into battle.
Understood. What about the Purity? How much resistance do we face?
The campaign is also really good.
I don't know how
it does have a lot of RPG elements to it.
Ruin into their stronghold. I'd bet my right hand that this Archfire magic is something good. Anyway, there are two ways we can do this. Either we strike now or fortify our position.
I just want to get to the strategy part. I don't care about any of this right now.
You decide.
Well, let's move to the camp. I want to get an overview of the situation first.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes?
Have our troops. I guess we're going over here. I do need to increase my scrolling speed. It's not sufficient on giant maps like this one. This is going to be a long mission. Oh.
We should get
oh.
Just give the word.
Okay, well we're already in the strategy part. Alright. What does our economy look like? We don't have anything built. Okay.
The outpost has been built. We've expanded our borders.
I haven't had a chance to do the multiplayer yet. It's not working yet on consoles. The game just came out a couple days ago. Alright, so this is how you build buildings, at least on console. You just pick a building, well, throw it down, and then your workers are automatically generated from your sector centers. So you can see I have 9 total, and I'll get 2 more as they come in. They just automatically load in. You don't have to train them or anything. They don't count towards your population limit or anything. They're going to carry resources from here to here, build this, and then I can just choose how many workers to have assigned to that building. Pyrite. Okay, good. Well, welcome to the stream. I'm glad you came out. Some elves. I do need some amount of stone. Not a ton, but some. We need food too. Hunting cabin doesn't really matter where you throw it down. That gives me 3 workers left. What is this guy doing here? Alright. And then, what? What? I have war trolls? Since when? I can't even build war trolls when I play as the actual faction that has them. Alright, well. Shrine of Growth. So you see like this kind of banner looking thing on the map. So if I come over here, with any hero, I can claim this sector. And that will... Well, initially it doesn't really do anything. So it's unclaimed. Now I've claimed it. Well, finish claiming that, please. Alright, now it's been claimed, and now I can upgrade this to a Shrine of Growth, like I have here, and now it's going to generate 5 workers, and let's see, woodcutter, it's telling me most of it's over here. Good. And you can even build buildings before you have the resources for them, so they will just start carrying it over as you get enough to build the building. So that's pretty handy. I've been on this map before. One of the things I love about this game is the verticality. Like, look at this mountain here. You have to, like, take this winding path to get up here into this fortress. That's super cool. Yep, it does just queue it up. You can also queue up units you can't afford. Stuff like that. And then one thing I really like about this, as opposed to, like, StarCraft, is... See in the bottom right there, I'm at 118 out of 25 supply. All the factions generate supply by claiming these sectors and upgrading your main sector buildings. So if I want more workers in this sector, I just upgrade the building in the middle. And then I can fit more buildings in it. And this also gives us more health and defense and damage and helps defend it. So I really like that expanding your bases actually also helps you defend. You're not going to just go build a... Oh, what are you guys doing up here? No, this is wrong. Stay away from there. Go break that.
What's next?
More fighting. Does this never end?
I do love these war trolls. Like, oh my god. Every time I see these, I'm like, wow, this look good. These are an orc unit. It's the orc siege unit. Which is kind of weird, because I think this guy is bigger than any of the trolls in the actual troll faction. But that doesn't matter. I think orcs are probably my favorite faction, but I haven't really had a chance to try all of them out yet. Well, I've played humans, orcs, and elves, but I've just been doing the campaign, so I haven't really, played them at full tech capacity or anything yet. Okay. This is more hero-based. Well, I guess it is hero-based, whereas StarCraft and Command & Conquer is not. So, like in the campaign, you have a whole menagerie of heroes here. But this is the one I made. And you get to equip them with gear as you go through the campaign and level them up and stuff. And all their abilities are on this bar.
So, what's the plan?
Yeah, it's kind of like Warcraft 3. So if you're going to play a skirmish mode, like, the ranked, the competitive, the real meat of the game, you're going to have like one main hero. And what's really good about that is you can put all your production buildings like on a control group and then just waypoint that hero, because he's pretty much always going to be alive unless you've completely lost. And then your units will just all come out and go follow your hero. And that makes it pretty easy. Well, our economy isn't great yet. I've just been gabbing and moving my dudes around. So this sector has iron. Not all sectors have iron. So I do want to make sure I get an iron mine here, but I can't yet until I get to technology level 2, which you get to just by upgrading your main thing. So this is kind of like advancing in ages, in Age of Empire or something. You have to upgrade your capital to get to the next technology level. It's usually not as big of a deal as going up in ages, because sometimes those were very expensive. But kind of a similar mechanic. And I do have iron in my main sector here, which is unusual. So I will want to harvest that. And then one thing that is a little bit weird is that if I were to build like a barracks or the barracks equivalent, okay. Just let me know when you're back.
You need help? Yes.
Okay.
Building completed. We need to gather more wood, Squire.
Okay. Sorry about that. I can't turn those off. But so one weird thing. So in this sector, I only have 2 workers. If I were to build the elf barracks equivalent right here, it actually takes a couple of your workers that have to be garrisoned in your unit buildings for them to work, as well as defensive towers. So I can't just spam infinite towers on my border because I don't have infinite workers in those sectors. So you do kind of have to manage that. Which I guess is kind of nice, because just spamming infinite turrets would be kind of goofy.
Yes. They will fall.
But, yeah, I expanded way too quickly here, so it's going to take a bit for my economy to catch up to where I actually am. Oh. It doesn't matter if he blows up the banner, those don't cost anything to put down. I haven't played that. But
whatever's necessary.
Also, since the game just gave me a giant army to start with, I'm not actually building a whole lot. Can they repair it if I... No. Yeah, I can't repair it. It doesn't matter. I mean, we could climb these walls and just attack in here, but that seems like a real bad plan. I can put workers in that bridge if I wanted to come around the back side. I don't know if that's actually better, though. Yeah, I don't know that that's better.
Yes.
This isn't quite like that, because you're not generally I'm never going to take workers out of here, right? That's never going to happen. But I mean, technically you could, like if I wanted to just build a couple towers over here and then take these workers out and stick them in the towers when I got attacked, you could. Okay. Yeah, this is a little different. Each sector has its own workers. Like I can't send, if I have extra workers here, I can't send them over here or anything like that. So they're contained. No, I upgraded that. What do I need here? Iron. Iron. Gotta get that iron up. Oop. Throw down that. Where can I not build it this close? Or if I just hold this little circle will expand and then place it in the closest available spot. There we go. Yeah, so I mean, it like makes it really easy to manage them, because rather than having to build workers and then put them on trees or whatever, I just build the woodcutter, assign 4 workers to it, and they go.
What do you want?
And being able to have like your full army supply as actual troops, none of your workers count towards your supply whatsoever.
Here we go.
So you don't have to choose. Like, it's not like StarCraft where a super late game you just throw all your workers away because you need the supply. You don't have to do that. But, like StarCraft, some of your resources are finite. Like, if you see here in the sector center, eventually these will run out. And I'm elves, so I can't upgrade my woodcutters to be foresters, where they replant the trees and you have infinite wood. But I could, theoretically, run out of all the stone on the map. And once this food runs out, I'll have to build farms, which is infinite food, but much slower. Iron, finite resource, and then each faction has its own rare resource, which may or may not be finite. For elves, it's finite. For humans, it's not finite, because they have a marketplace where you can technically barter all of your stuff. The dark elf special resource are souls. You get them from killing enemies and harvesting them, or sacrificing your own troops. Man, I love these war trolls. Yeah, it's fine. There we go, I got it back. Congratulations, opponent. Alright, well, we need to upgrade this again, and we need to start worrying about troops. So let's get a... It's called, there it is, Grove. Throw one down, and we'll throw... You know what, we'll throw another one down. We'll keep them, no, not a farm. Grove.
We should get moving.
So one thing I really like about this campaign is when you get to a certain point, like for this mission, you got to pick what faction you play. I think that's really cool.
Just give the word. Go. Get ready.
Okay, yeah, they're just gonna keep attacking this until I can actually afford to upgrade it. Which, I mean, actually, I can do now. Yeah, let's just upgrade this time. Elves also have this weird thing where... Does it change the story at all? I'm not sure. You also get to choose what heroes you bring, and that definitely changes the story.
What do we need?
Which is pretty cool. And sometimes your other choices matter. So, at a certain point you can choose who you want to make friends with, humans, orcs, or elves. I did all three. I did all the options before I could move on. And then when I got to a previous mission, because I had befriended the orcs, I got to meet up with them and get some like free troops for that mission, and some extra dialogue. But I don't know if that was strictly because I had teamed up with the orcs, or if it was because I teamed up with the orcs and brought the orc character with me. So, I don't know. You also get like a bunch of dialogue options in the... Oh, this is... Okay.
We're being attacked.
Let's get some guard. Oh, it doesn't matter what we build. We're far from having enough supply.
Whatever's necessary.
I don't recall. Do elves have a supply building they can make? No, they do not.
Danger up ahead.
Okay, so we just gotta upgrade all of our sectors. Technology level 3. I should be able to get that. Now that requires 20 iron. And we're low on iron because we forgot to build this. And iron is gathered slowly. Come on. Somewhere. There we go. For the fire wielders, yep. Let's do a little scouting over here. If our opponent has any sectors over there, we don't want them to have that. We want them thoroughly stuck in their giant mountain fortress.
Something you need?
Fair enough. Let's do this.
What is this? Tainted obelisk?
We're being attacked.
Yeah, that's mostly me not being familiar with where they can fit yet. The Sim City, as they call it, the base Jenga.
Yes, a good idea.
The outpost has been built.
Okay, well we are going to upgrade this because we need the supply limit. I don't even care if we... What is all this shit? What's over here? This is impassable.
Blazes. No way through here.
Yeah, it's not like I have these giant trolls or anything that could batter those doors down. So this sector doesn't have any stone. It just has wood and food.
Building completed.
And then, nope. So the majority of the wood's over here. So we want our woodcutters right here. And then, yeah, I think it's still worth building a hunting cabin even though there's only 120 meat.
Read my mind.
I call it meat because it can be gathered with hunters. Otherwise, when that runs out, you have to build farms. But it's not technically, it's not a different kind of food. Bastion Tower.
What's next?
We're being attacked.
Alright, well. Oops. Repair, please. What am I? What's even here?
Building completed.
Upgrade, please.
We should get moving. This will be a masterpiece.
The outpost has been built. We've expanded our borders.
I'm also playing on normal difficulty, by the way, so it does get much harder, or potentially easier than this. This is a weird mission, because like I don't know why it gave me such a big army. Probably because I did all these optionals and made like I helped the orcs and the humans and the elves before doing this, so I think that's why I got such a big starting army.
All right, here goes nothing.
Okay, so let's summon some undead dudes over here. Let's throw down our earthquake here. Let's summon a big undead dude here. Let's heal our guys before they die.
I need healing.
Can't act. Okay. Let's take out the sector thing first.
I need healing. Yes.
Yeah, I think that's got to be what it is. Because I have advanced humans here from helping them. I have these giant war trolls. I don't even think if I play orcs myself that I can get war trolls yet. But I have them here. I'll summon some more undead dudes. Yeah, right? It definitely seems like I'm heavily rewarded for doing the optional quests in this mission.
You read my mind.
More floating. Does this never end?
We're being attacked.
Yeah, I need to upgrade this. What system would you play this game if you got it? Are you a console like me? Or I keep feeling like I should be building troops, but I still can't. PS5, yeah. You have any questions about the controls on PlayStation? They did release a trailer, like, talking about the controls, but it didn't really do that great of a job. Because, I mean, there's just so many different controls in an RTS that I don't think they really could have. Ooh. Ooh.
Yes.
Well, this looks like a good angle to come in from. Upgrade.
What do we need?
Let's summon these up there. And then this guy. Oh, well. I wanted to make some undead dudes to kind of take the brunt of the damage, but it's not going to matter. Throw it on your earthquake, dude.
Just give them word.
Yes.
Fine.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with the console controls. Like, they're so good. Winter Mage. Yeah, that's a very advanced elf unit. He's kind of just destroying this thing all by himself.
Yes. Yes, a good idea.
We're being attacked.
So these have an ability. Oh, they don't have it researched for me.
We should get moving.
They will fall.
I would kind of like to build some more troops before I go in there. So let's just upgrade all of those, and then pretty quickly we'll have some supply.
Chieftain.
Particularly some ballista. I think I could use some more siege weapons. What? What is this? These guys just appear from off map? Okay, game. Okay.
Our workers are under attack.
It's fine. It's fine. It's not even gonna matter. See, look, you accomplished nothing. Yeah, these are much stronger troops than I can make with my current tech level. So we want to make an arcane smithy. I would like to get a couple ballistas. Yeah, let's grab a Heart of the Forest. Why not? This is a big building. Right?
Building
Yeah.
completed.
Let's see. So the only thing that was not intuitive that took me a little bit to figure out was how to like multi-select things from across the map. So if I want like this shrine selected, and this shrine selected, and this shrine selected, and the way you do that is if you have something selected, you just hold L3 and then tap X, and you can select all this stuff. Which is really important when you're playing, well, no matter what you're playing, that's really important to be able to do. But particularly with orcs. Well, you said you played StarCraft, so the orcs are kind of like the Zerg, where it's all of your sector buildings that produce all your troops, and then you just build like tech buildings. And then, so you can just collect, put all of your sector bases on a hotkey, and then produce from everything at once, super, super easily. It's really convenient. So you want to put all this on a hotkey, and then we want a waypoint. Which one of these is my hero? This thing. Okay. And then I do want ballista. And then all I did to like switch building is right on the D-pad, and then I can build out of this one. Let's get some protectors, a couple of wardens, and then out of here, we'll take some druids for some healing.
Building completed.
Yeah.
Yes?
It's pretty nice. It was I think it's a clever way to have done that. Alright, well if they're gonna attack us, we're not gonna put up with that shit. Oh, this is probably important to point out. You see this Godstone here? There's a whole bunch of these on the map. I can connect these two, and then I can just send my whole army through here and they'll teleport over there.
We're being attacked.
So as you unlock those on your map, it's like basically free Nidoswarms for everybody.
They will fall.
In addition to that, the dwarf faction can build their own tunnel systems wherever they want. We'll heal. Let's get some zombies up there. Free troops to take like arrow damage and stuff. Summon that devourer up there.
What's next? Whatever's necessary.
Our ballistas are already trained and catching up to our hero. let's oh, it's not letting us bring the stats window up. I don't know why. But typically the stats window will show you like your FPS and stuff, because it looks like it's chugging a little bit. But not really all that bad. Like the day it came out, I was playing, sometimes if you were in a big fight, the voices and stuff would be a little bit distorted. But that doesn't seem to be a thing anymore after the day 1 patch. Oh, yeah, that was slowed down a little bit. A little bit distorted. My FPS has probably dropped a little bit. What's their main building? Oh, this is it. This is their capital.
So, what's the plan?
Oh! Also, what this has that StarCraft doesn't is typically in your skirmish modes, if you destroy your opponent's capital, you win the game.
Good work, Tahar.
Yeah. Although that was like by far the worst performance I've seen, and that's a giant battle on the top of a giant mountain. So, that's the worst it's ever gotten. And I want to put this on my SSD, and since you're playing on PS5, like, I'm sure you'd have no problems whatsoever.
Whoever is controlling her.
Good. I'll tell our men to set up some...
Let's hope it'll be a while before they strike back. The
Right.
more time we have to prepare, the better.
Viewer count's going up. Welcome to the stream, everybody. Don't forget to follow if you like the content.
The Utran border, just as you predicted.
How long
Yep.
till they'll be here?
Yeah, when you destroy the Capitol building, all their buildings blow up and they lose.
But probably not much longer.
Damn it. What about my sister? Is she there?
Not in the front lines. No,
Understood. Dismissed, Private.
sir.
Blasted. That's sooner than I expected.
What now?
We need to be quick. Position our troops, fortify any choke points, secure as much territory as we need for an effective defense. Because as soon as the Purity strikes, there'll be no more time for that. You and your strike team have to move quickly. In other words, this is our last chance to make fortifications. And the longer we can hold them back, the more time you'll have to locate the rune carriers.
Understood. Then we best get started.
Wait, what? What do you want me to do? Prepare defenses for the Purity's assault on the fortress?
Yes.
What? What? Oh, well, we need to... increase this, obviously. I guess we build towers?
Something you need?
Oh no. Okay, I need to resurrect my troll. I'm not standing for that. Get up, little buddy. No. No! Oh.
Yes?
Big sad. Thank you for the follow, Pyrite. Appreciate it. Like, what do I even do? I just build a bunch of stupid towers? I don't even understand. Is there anything like special I can build here? Go talk to him maybe? Like, we didn't even go up to technology level 3.
We need to prepare our defenses, Tahar.
That's why I'm here.
I guess I should be flattered. Well, for starters, we should seal up all our... Secondly, we should build fortifications, towers, lots of them. And finally, we have to ensure a steady flow of resources and...
Resources, armies, towers.
Nothing to thank me for. Just find Myra.
Okay. I assume that I want this bridge fixed so resources can get in? I don't know. Do I build towers up here? Or just all of them back here? I don't know. Well, let's build these up. Radar towers. Position troops at choke point. Ooh. Got some loot back here. Parry shield.
Yes?
I do my best. Viewers is, having viewers is what makes streaming fun. I like explaining things, and I'm actually a teacher by profession, so I do my best. But I've had tons of fun streaming this game. I love it. It's definitely a 10 out of 10 strategy game. I've been waiting for this game to come out since I discovered it like last October. It was supposed to come out in December, and then they bumped it back to March, and then they bumped it back to June. Actually, we should build a bunch of troops. We don't need ballistas, really. We do need protectors, wardens, a couple wanderers would be fine. Guardians, and this one. Oh, we can't build our winter. Oh, we can't build winter mages. That's fine. Fuck them. They're not that great. Let's see. We only have another 6 minutes, so it's not like we can come over here and really develop up this sector. Do we have... We have 5 more... Ooh, we do need to get technology 3 though, so we can upgrade that and build even more towers in there. Also, my main hall here can build guardians, so let's queue up a bunch of those because we have 1 million food. One really cool thing about the elves is your basic unit. I don't think I actually have any right now. Ooh. This is a human unit. He looks pretty cool. I think he's upgraded. I think they normally have hammers.
Scryer. May your blood never boil.
But one really cool thing about the elves is your basic unit is the guardian, and he only costs food, so you can have an infinite supply no matter how long the game goes, and they can be toggled between bows and melee weapons, which is really awesome. We can build more towers, so let's throw one down. Can I build one way out here? Somewhere out here? I don't know what direction they're coming from. Okay. Ooh. Yeah, let's get them out there. If they don't come from this direction, I'm going to be real upset. Yeah, they're great.
Give the word.
Here's one. They're better in melee. To zoom in on this guy. He's got 2 swords, he deals 80 damage. If I put him into range, it's 74. Which, I mean, isn't a big difference. When you have, trolls here with 2300 health. But they are slightly better in melee. Yes. Yeah, they only cost food. So.
Done. Our troops should be able to cross the river now.
Oh, the bridge. Okay. Yeah, good. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Are you talking? Are you referring to Disciples' Liberation? I played.
Building completed.
Yeah, I played that when it came out. I might have some videos of it on my channel. Let me look real quick. That came out last fall. No. No, I did not upload any Disciples Liberation to my YouTube channel. I should have. But yeah, Disciples Liberation was pretty good. Armored Watchtower, Armored Watchtower, Armored Watchtower, Armored Watchtower. If they don't come from this side, that might be a really bad idea to have those out there. Can I upgrade this again? I can, actually, to get 4 more workers out of it. That's pretty good. 4 more workers will... Okay. I mean, let's just... Why not? What are we... I don't know. Just throw down all the towers we can. Right? With any luck, when the outer ones start blowing up, they'll put workers in the other ones. I don't know.
Building completed.
If they just come from this
Building completed.
backside, I'm gonna be real sad.
That's the way.
I mean, let's just have our army like right here, right? They have to get there eventually. Couple ballista, cause why not? I like these protectors a lot, and these wardens. Druids. One more. Oh, can't. And then, yeah. Here it is. Crank out queue up even more
Building
guardians.
completed.
Alright.
Building completed.
I haven't played those games. Disciples Liberation is cool though. It's not... Did you play any of the old Disciples? Like Disciples 2? It's definitely by far the best Disciples. Like, Disciples 2 is amazing. If you haven't played that, go play it.
Corporal?
Building completed.
Okay. I mean, right now, I would definitely recommend Spellforce 3. A 10 out of 10. Absolutely love this game. And I haven't been able to play it yet, but I do know how the co-op works. So in campaign, your co-op partners are going to control other heroes. So in a mode like this, you can also let your co-op partner control like your base and your armies and stuff. You can kind of share the control in almost any way you would want to, really. Skirmish modes are your typical, kill the other player, super competitive, sweaty PvP stuff. You could also co-op versus AI, and then there's a journey mode, which seems kind of cool. So you build your own hero, you pick your race, and then some different skill trees that are available to that race, and you make your hero. And then journey mode is a series of like 19 different maps, and it doesn't matter what order you do them in. You can do them in any order, and you're leveling up your hero. Some of them are RPG, some of them are RTS. You're doing these different maps, and then they all have some random elements to them. So there's some replayability there, and you can do them with up to 3-player co-op, and that's pretty cool. All 3 of the campaigns, are completely cooperative, up to 3 players.
Time to reveal the full plan, I guess.
Oh, what?
A spy?
Yes. He's been sounding out the purity since your escape from Greykeep. One of Sentenza's former men. Before we set out here, I've ordered him to infiltrate the Utran army. He will wait for you near the border wall in the east.
There's also a arena mode where everybody plays just one hero, and they're kind of like defending stuff. I don't know if that's like a tower defense or not a tower defense. It's like waves of enemies, and you're all playing just one single hero, kind of like a maybe like a MOBA thing, kinda. Not entirely sure. You should be aware that right now the servers have not been working since this came out on consoles. But they know what the issue is, and they've been working on it. They were up earlier today for a little while, and then they crashed again. So I don't know what the problem is, but they should have it up and working again pretty soon. But currently, you can only reliably play single player.
Understood. Remind me, what exactly do we do once we find the rune carriers?
We take it away from them. Once we physically own it, we can order Lady Moira to stop the attack and join Angar in the castle.
And then we immediately take that thing to the Nexus and destroy it to break the spell completely. Correct?
Correct.
Okay.
How will he recognize me? Is there a, I don't know, code word?
I hate to shatter your master spy fantasies. Your face is well known by now to Har. He knows whom to expect.
How sure are you of his loyalty? After what happened between Sentenza and me, he might be.
No. I know Hervius personally, and he's one of the most capable and loyal spies the Royal Army has to offer.
Well, I've been playing this game super heavily and will continue to be streaming it, so stay tuned and you'll know exactly when the servers are up, because I'm very excited to do co-op modes.
Fair enough. Anything else?
Yes. Be quick. Avoid unnecessary combat. Now go to her.
Avoid unnecessary
Likewise.
combat. Oh.
Yes.
Never thought of that.
Yes?
Oh. What are they doing with my troops? Where are they going? Oh. Sleepy troll. Oh, 19 workers there. Yikes. 19 workers there. Actually, you made a good choice picking elves for this mission, because I don't think any other faction would have had as many workers to stick in this defense place. Elves can be a more defensive faction. What is this? Oh, okay. Well,
what do we need?
I think I set the AI up well, but... Oh, what? They just... Oh, that was probably a... Yeah, there's no fresh meats. They took the hunting camp out, and they're gonna probably replace it with a farm.
Yes.
Okay, so we need to go this way.
Whatever's necessary.
Does this never end?
But you can't read my mind. They will fall.
Okay, well...
Alright, here goes nothing.
I am... Oh. No, it does not auto-dismantle when no longer needed. I don't control any of this green stuff anymore. The AI has taken all of my RTS stuff. I cannot interact with any of this. But the AI auto-dismantled it. I only have control over my 4 heroes now. I'm in one of the RPG sections.
Blasted armor.
Which are generally pretty fun, but I do wish they were a little less prevalent.
An abomination.
I much prefer the strategy parts. Wait, oh, everybody's silenced. Okay, fine.
Let's burn them.
I do have a hat for my archer lady, where every time she shoots, she has a chance to summon a little goblin for a while. He's not very good. He's squishy and deals almost no damage. But they're cute. And they might take a couple hits for me. Okay, group up. Heal each other. There we go. Oh.
Yes?
Purity up ahead.
More heretics. Take them down.
Huh?
Hey, that's good at least.
What's next?
Danger up ahead. Help me.
You read my mind.
Uh-oh. Okay. Summon some zombies. Actually, let's just do a good old-fashioned corpse explosion.
Yes.
Fair enough. Let's do this.
Heal yourselves.
Good job. That should slow their attacks down a bit.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have to do any. Oh my god. Oh no. Was I supposed to fortify all of these sectors? Oh, well, you know what? Maybe I should have thought of that. If they're gonna come from this side, they have to come through all my other shit first. Yikes. Oh well. Huh? I don't think it's gonna matter.
Huh. Interesting.
If you insist.
Hello,
Hermes,
spy.
Isn't it?
Aye, and you are Tahar. I don't think you remember me, do you?
Should I?
Never mind. So Angar told me about your mission. Mind control. Shape her runes. So here's the situation. If those rune carriers exist, they would probably be in the northwest, in the old Iskandar loyalist camp.
Speaking of it, where are the Iskander loyalists now?
Dead, mostly. The Purity gave them a chance to repent, but most of them wouldn't. It was pretty ugly. I didn't get the smell of burnt meat out of my nostrils for the next 2 days.
I see. And how do we get past that wall? Why did the Purity build it to begin with?
Purity? No, you misunderstand. It was House Utra. But to answer your question, there are 2 ways I know of. The first one leads, brace yourselves, through...
And the second one?
That one's a tad trickier. Apparently there are tunnels smugglers once used to get wares over...
Both ways sound pretty risky to me.
Well observed, Tahar. Once you make it past the wall, it should be easier. Just make sure to avoid the patrolling troops.
You said that we met before?
Aye, but I don't think now's the time to discuss the old days, is it?
Any idea where those...
None. But if I had to make a guess...
All right.
Nothing to thank me for. Just, if this...
I couldn't agree more.
Well, that wasn't particularly useful.
Their old camp might be a good place to start looking.
True.
We'll just check this one right away. We can connect this one down here for future use.
So, what's the plan?
Looks like a tunnel. Locked. No one...
Okay, well...
Yes?
So there are tunnels, but it's locked, so... Not all that great.
We should get moving.
For the fire wielders!
Whatever's necessary.
Okay. Sure.
Alright, here goes nothing.
Okay.
Good job. That should slow their attacks down a bit.
Secret of the Pier.
Yes, let's burn them.
Okay, there's many, many more. Sure, summon another giant monster. This is the first time in this entire campaign that my summoning has actually been all that useful.
Alright, here goes nothing.
Good job. That should slow their attacks down a bit.
Danger up ahead.
I don't know that it really matters
Our allies are under attack.
what I'm doing here. Yep, my main hero that I made, I gave him, what did I give him? Oh, I picked Inquisitor. So he has melee DPS, a tanking tree, and then black magic that I can summon a group of goblin or zombies. I can summon a big zombie. I can rain blood on everything. He leeches health when he deals damage. There's other stuff you can do, like you can have a ranged nuke. You can have corpse explosion. Ooh, this totem sounds pretty cool.
Our allies are under attack.
Why can't I get that one?
Yes.
Get ready.
Yeah, there were quite a few classes to choose from. Melee ones, wizard ones.
Yes.
Are we gonna be able to just slip through here now? Because it was a... What? What? You were through it, man.
Yes.
What is this garbage? Okay, okay, I see how it is. We're gonna loot this, though. Find something cool, perhaps? Ooh, a blueprint. I'm finding a lot of blueprints for the human faction. So, like, some of the technologies and stuff are gated behind either finding or buying these blueprints. So,
That way?
if I play humans, my champions will be better now.
Yes?
Alright, well, I did leave my allies, or my ally with this massive army, so they should not die to stupid shit at least.
Another Spectre. Careful.
Help.
Please.
Okay, well, this is unfortunate.
Just they killed one of our heroes.
Okay, this is not good.
Come on. Don't die on us now.
This is really not good. Bears are terrifying in this game. I don't know why bears are so scary. Well, you're a ranged character. Just get out of there, man. Heal yourselves. Snipe, snipe. Use abilities, deal damage, you know, do hero things.
Come on. Don't die on us now.
I do kind of wish the heroes had fewer active abilities. Like, this whole wheel is full, and there are more abilities that I could put in here. But I don't have room for them. So I have to pick out the most important ones. And honestly, this, where is he?
What do we need?
This guy, this Gore here, he's a pretty shitty hero. I put a lot of points into this shape-shifting garbage that I don't really use. Like, I can turn him into a warbear, but I don't know what makes that good. I don't know what the warbear stats are. I don't know what abilities it uses. I don't know. And then there's shapeshift wolf. Why would I want to make him a wolf? I don't know. It doesn't tell me. Can drop it. I could make totems, but this one's pretty good. dealing 25% more damage to elves, humans, and dwarfs. That's pretty good. And then I also started investing in his black magic as well for corpse explosion and a ranged attack thing to make him a little more wizardy. It's also kind of annoying to use a shapeshift because, like, if I target it over here, he's gonna walk all the way over there before he shapeshifts. So, a little awkward. It's temporary. It lasts for like, how long does it last? It lasts 45 seconds. Well, I think he has like AoE attacks and stuns things and maybe taunts things.
Yes?
Yes, almost there.
I guess.
Our allies are under attack.
No one here.
Okay.
Sure.
Well, is it gonna? What is this?
Huh?
This looks like a couple of skulls. This is nothing. Let's. I don't know. It's probably gonna make me go to all of them. So let's just get this one out of the way.
I'll take a look.
I mostly bring Gore along just because he's a cool character, and I like orcs. No matter what the setting is, I like orcs and goblins and trolls and all that stuff.
No one here.
Yeah. I should try out the wolf transformation. Let's put it, oh. Oops. Yeah, that's fine. It's fine. We'll upgrade it. Where... This resurrection is actually not very good. I think that's probably the thing I use least on here. So let's try that. Alright, Gore, turn into a wolf. Holy shit. Wow. Yeah, that is extremely fast.
Huh?
Look at him go. Wow. I don't know when that's useful, but it's pretty cool. A makeshift grave. Okay, whoopee.
Sounds like a plan.
Now, if that was my main hero that could turn into a super fast wolf, that would be handy. I mean, he's gonna get there way before these guys. Oh, no. Alright, well, we'll turn into a bear. Okay, the wolf deals way more damage than the bear. Like, triple damage. I think this guy taunts and tanks, maybe?
Yes.
I didn't realize how much damage the wolf did. I'll have to upgrade that again.
What's next? Let's see. No one here.
Okay, well. What's over here?
Let's do this.
Yeah, the wolf deals a lot more damage than everybody but my main hero. This lady has no resistances. No wonder she dies all the time. And that bear had like 5,000 health. That was kind of crazy. Alright. Well, coming around on his shape-shifting abilities.
What the? Who are you? What do you want from me?
Relax.
Yeah, that makes sense.
We're not your enemy. We need...
My help? But
No, you're a refugee. Do you know anything of old smuggling tunnels? Like... Then it would be greatly appreciated.
I get that, but I mean, what do I get in return? No, you misunderstood. I don't want your gold. What I want is my things back, simple as that. I was in the bushes taking a leak when the Utrons showed up in the camp, and I had to make a run for it.
And now you want us to get them back?
That would be great, yes.
It's all right.
No, we're not. Listen, pal. I know you've had a hard time, but so did we. Give us that key and give it now.
But...
Now.
So much for not my enemy, huh? Fine. Seems like I don't have much of a choice. Yes, I know about the tunnel. About the one to the northeast, that is. Lots of the other refugees tried their luck there. But from what I've been told, those Utran bastards plucked them right out from the hole on it. And as far as I know, one of the refugees hid the key near the camp, under a rock. For any other soul who...
Near the camp, under a rock?
Right below the Godstone.
All right.
Well, it's not like I had much of a choice, did I?
Go ahead.
Well, that was pretty cool. Gore totally good cop, bad cop to that guy.
Why did you do this?
Because I'm not playing errand boy while our time is running out.
That's pretty cool.
So, what's the plan?
Yeah, get you guys moving over there. Let's see. Well, for Gore, I could have gone into his shapeshifting, which is unique to him. None of my other characters have. Well, what?
What do we need?
What? What is... Okay. Okay, well... This is a problem. Turn him into a bear.
Just give the word.
Okay, we need some more AoE over here.
Yes?
Yeah, I'll show you what he can do again after...
Here goes nothing.
Wow, he has so much health. Keep in mind that those giant war trolls only had 2,300. He has double that. That's in bear form. That's insane. Okay. Yeah. So. Yeah, I built him into shapeshifting because that's what's unique to him. You can also build him into black magic, like my hero has. So you can give him summoning, blood rain, damage, corpse explosions, seed of darkness. I don't really know what that does. I think it's just a damage over time on your target. You can also make him a mage and get fireballs and an earthquake or some frost magic, hailstorm and defensive stuff. Iria, she's all white magic for me because I want this healing. Yeah, this is all I use her for, is to be able to heal my heroes. Oop, grab this key. Let's get in.
Huh. Intriguing.
All right, here we go.
Yes?
Okay. Well. Although, like with Gore, I'm not sure what these scale off of. I guess scaling increases health and damage, and they scale off of willpower. Okay. So, willpower makes his summons better.
Huh? More force. Does this never end?
Damage, damage, damage. Well, turn into a wolf.
Yes.
Oh my god, that's a lot of things.
I need help over here.
We might...
They killed one of our heroes.
Oh. Oh. Please pick them up.
Don't die on us now.
And that one. Thank
Don't
you.
die on us now. Come on. Don't die on us now.
Yeah, so I've brought her on every single mission. And I've brought Gore most of the time.
Yes.
Because like I said, I just like orcs. I don't care. Oh, this thing's still alive. Shit. Yeah, let's get rid of that. Doesn't matter what the franchise is. I like orcs and goblins and trolls.
Yes?
All right.
Okay, well, I thought we were going to lose that fight. That looked pretty bleak. Top off our health again.
Danger up ahead.
For the fire wielders!
This guy actually lasts kind of a long time. Ooh. I bet you $1 there's a blueprint in here. Alright, forget I said anything.
We should get moving.
Wolves and dragons, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I like
So,
those.
what's the plan?
I like pretty much everything. It's kind of a problem, actually. Like, I can never, in a strategy game, I can never pick a main faction because I think they're all awesome. Or in, like, MMO like World of Warcraft or ESO, I can never pick a main because they're all so cool.
Bayonier's light. Intruders.
No, I'm not an intruder.
Myra, run.
No.
Myra, run.
Stop
That's
it.
her. That's...
And 2 Lightbringers. What about your...
Yeah. And I think it does. Let's go and take them out.
Oh, okay, now this door just opens. Let's see how it is.
Alright, here goes nothing.
Oh, I guess his damage isn't actually that much higher than when he's mage. Alright, so yeah, the wolf one doesn't seem all that useful yet. But I can upgrade it one more time. Oop. Shit.
Come on. Don't die on us now.
If you see in the top right there that like blood drop with the 4 out of 4 by it, those are hero rechargers. So if they die and I can't resurrect them in time, it uses one of those. And they do come back over time, but if at any time I run out of all of those, I lose the mission.
We'll keep you shielded. Quite the fight.
Wood Elf, Nightblade with Werewolf. That's my main character. Dark Elf instead of Wood Elf, but yeah. Nightblade, Werewolf, stamina build. Favorite character.
I think you can control Lady Myra now.
Then let's go find her.
So, what's the plan?
Let's burn them.
Yeah.
Alright, why not? Huh?
There's an elf mission where there's like this fog thing that just instantly kills everything that goes past it, and to accidentally moved my entire army through there, and all of my heroes and almost my entire army died. And I was out of little blood drops, so I had to be super careful for a while.
Sure.
Ooh, nice.
Something you need?
I've played a lot of ESO. I have pretty much everything. Because again, I can't stick with just one.
Yes.
But I like that ESO doesn't actually punish you for having so many characters. Like you're just, you're earning champion points no matter which one you're playing. And the gear between them is pretty interchangeable. It's like, oh, are you Magicka? Well, then you can use all this guy's stuff. Obviously not optimally, right? But optimally enough for me. Okay. Wait, where is she? This way.
Whatever's
She's this way.
necessary. Lady Myra?
Lady Myra. Ellen's reigns.
How do you feel?
How do I feel? Am I wounded?
Iskrim?
Well, she's still under the control of the runes, so you should be able to give her orders now.
What now?
What now?
Order her to stop the assault on the fortress.
All right. Command your men to lay down their weapons and stop the assault on the fortress. The Ushran house is now no longer allied with the Purity, but...
I command my men to lay down their weapons and stop the assault on the fort.
She sounds different than when the Purity priests commanded her.
Probably her mind needs time to adjust. Still.
All right, good work. Let's tell our people we're ready to head back to Mullendir.
Aw, goodbye, big guy. I never got into Final Fantasy XIV. I tried it for a little bit, but it just seemed really slow and lethargic for me. And everybody said, oh, we'll play it till at least level 30. You won't know what it's like until level 30. But I just couldn't do it at the time. As far as like the old school tap targeting MMOs, my favorite has always been Lord of the Rings Online. I do really like that game. Ooh. Well, that's good to know.
Huh?
Okay. Well. Oh. Well, let's go up here and talk to this thing.
Yes?
And I had never really played any of the other Final Fantasies, so like I don't have any affinity for the lore or anything, and it just wasn't super engaging right away.
So, what's the plan?
Okay, well, time to go back to the core. And this is really cool. This is like your home base for the campaign. And then if you make friends with the orcs, they camp out over here. And you can come down here and buy upgrades for your orc army. Or over here, you have the elves. And up here you have the humans. And then, like, that's really cool. And then, like, you saw earlier on the world map, you get to, like, pick and choose what missions you're going to go do and stuff. And I like that a lot. It was at least a couple years ago when I played, probably 2 or 3 years ago. Yeah. Yeah, and then being able to, like earlier, being able to pick what faction for the missions is really fun. And then the first expansion, I'm drawing a blank on the name of it, but it adds the dwarves and dark elves, so you get to play both of those in that expansion. And then the third expansion, you get to play the troll faction. And they're all really unique. So, like, the orcs are pretty similar to, like, the Zerg in StarCraft with the way their units are produced and stuff. But the trolls are also really unique for what they are. So the trolls, you only have 2 units. Well, you have 2 basic units. You have Smashers and Iron Beaks. Smashers are just big trolls with clubs, and Iron Beaks are, well, flying things. And then you build tech buildings, and you send your Smashers into those tech buildings. So your Smasher might go into the tech building and come out like a bigger troll, and you can send it back in again, and then he'll come out a bigger troll with something else, and you can send him back in again, and he'll come out a bigger troll with something else. So you just, like, keep sending your trolls to school, basically, to turn into different units. And then the Iron Beaks also go and turn into different units. Oh, really?
Just give
I had
word.
no idea that they were all disconnected like that. It is really unique, and they don't mine iron like the other factions. Instead, you build a scrap building, and then you can build scrap trolls, and then there are like piles of scrap on the map that they can run over and then gather scrap from, or they can just like sit down and rummage through all their junk and just slowly generate scrap the entire map. Infinite supply of scrap, and you can build as many of those as you have extra food for. So that's really unique. Which is actually super unique for the trolls. So they have an infinite supply of their iron substitute, they have an infinite supply of food because they can farm like everybody else, and their rare resource offerings, they can have an infinite supply of that. So they're only limited on stone and wood. And they only have 2 tiers of technology, so they get to max tech earlier than anybody else. They have a lot of cool things going for them. And all the resource buildings only have 1 troll worker in them, but they're very cute. Well, unfortunately, you don't get to play Dark Elves in the first campaign, but you could just, you don't have to play this campaign first. You could play the Dark Elf one first. But the Dark Elves, their rare resource is the souls, so you have an infinite supply of those. They have a whole bunch of Dark Elf units, obviously, but they have spiders. So you have I think 2 or 3 different kinds of spiders you can make. Their siege weapon is a giant like basilisk thing that shoots out big AoE gobs of stuff. You can get these giant flying beetles. I haven't actually played them yet, but they look really cool.
Here we are. Now destroy that bloody rune.
Shouldn't we at least study it first? I mean, we don't know what...
Are you deaf? Destroy it!
Alright. Take care of it now. But I need privacy.
Are you trying to trick me, dwarf? I swear, if you...
Fine, come then. Come and keep shouting at me all you like, because that's the best way to ensure I'll make a mistake and have that rune cause your sister's brain to explode.
Alright. You'll get your privacy. I'll go find a bed for Myra in the meantime. She needs water and food.
Alright, here we are.
Iskrim? What's the matter?
I won't do it.
What?
You heard me. I will not destroy the rune.
Are you joking? This thing is what's controlling Lady Myra.
Yes, it is, but there's something I haven't told you. Something I only found out a week ago.
Yes?
The Shapers. I finally understand their secret. Why they persisted for so long. Why during their reign there was not a single...
A whole bunch of people stopped by the stream now.
Not even the
welcome,
dragons.
welcome.
Why there was peace.
The rune.
It all makes sense now. The Shapers used these runes to control, to ensure stability.
They enslaved their own people by exerting mind control. Is that what you're getting at?
Enslaved? So a murderer put behind bars is a slave too? No, Tahar. They used the runes to protect their empire from its enemies, from outside and from within. Don't you see? This is the reason why there were no wars, no coups, no stupid rebellions. Because the Shapers had the power to correct misguidance. And the best thing about it? The control didn't even suffer. They merely had their views readjusted and continued to live on a normal life.
Awkward.
And you think this is a good thing? Being able to bend minds to your will?
Look, Tahar, I'm not stupid. I know there's a danger in that power, but there's a danger in every power. Blasted, you're a mage. Thousands of people would like to see you burn. And just because they're afraid of that power inside you, your magic, just like the rune, it's a tool. Don't you see that? And a tool is neither good nor evil. It's merely a...
What about the ghosts who protected this place? They seem to have gotten more than a little readjustment.
Yes, probably because their crimes required a more severe punishment. Isn't that poetic justice? Rather than killing a wrongdoer, he's bound to protect those he wanted to hurt. Just imagine the potential of this.
Lady Myra doesn't seem normal at all. She acts like some kind of machine.
Yes, because neither we nor the Purity have even come close to comprehending the true power of the rune. We're sodding amateurs.
So what's your plan? Use the rune to create a second Shaper Empire?
No, use it for the greater good. For us, for our purpose. I will not destroy it.
Well, I'm not a fan of this. Not a fan of this at all. This guy's been with me since the beginning.
Iskrim, calm down. There has to be another way.
No, there isn't.
Iskrim, you've said it yourself. With Myra's current state of mind, she cannot help us win over the other houses. And without them, we'll never recapture Greykeep. Lakain will win. Please, you have to trust me with this. The rune must be destroyed.
Fine. Fine. But I'm doing this for you. You understand me? I will destroy it. But as soon as there's time, I will start my research again. And no, you cannot stop me. Agree with me or not, I know this power can do good.
Okay, good.
I just know it.
It's having flashbacks to Rex on the beach in Mass Effect.
Go see after Lady Moira at the heart. I need time.
Alright.
I'll take a look.
I wouldn't have been that sad if I had to kill him, but he's probably my best hero, other than Gore and my main guy. Yes. I need some ideas for channel emotes. If anybody has some, I would like to hear them. I've been an affiliate for a year now. I think it's about time I commissioned some emotes.
Yes.
Okay, return to Angar and Myra. Over here. Why is this green? God damn it, this is my city.
Corporal?
I don't understand. What do you mean? Cold?
I don't know.
Oops.
Did you ever think about what would happen if the Queen never wakes up from her coma?
She will wake up. The healers claim that she's already getting better.
They've claimed that ever since the dragon incapacitated her.
The Queen has Hibernian blood in her veins. And as long as her heart is still beating, I will not waste any time thinking about it. Though, of course, that is not to say that others at the court haven't.
Really?
A cousin. I suppose you know about the Queen's problematic ancestry. The ability to give life has always been impaired in her bloodline, which is why she does not have any brothers or sisters. However, it was rumored that her...
It's the first time I've ever heard that.
Yes, because the Crown took measures to quiet these rumors. Suffice it to say that Queen Aili's supposed cousin is far from an ideal candidate for the throne. I can feel it.
I wanted to talk...
I had a feeling. Look, back at Greykeep, the situation seemed crystal clear. You killed 3 of your brethren, and General Noria openly spoke out against you. Similar to my policy regarding the purity of light, I can now see that I was wrong. But it was all I could do.
You also could have used common sense. I risked my life to help Northander back when I turned to my father. Why would I now suddenly start massacring Wolfguard soldiers?
That's a good point.
I should have taken that into consideration. Either way, you've been pardoned. And more, I don't hold any grudges against you. And I can only...
The past is the past.
It is indeed.
He did sentence me to death. I'm not going to get over that.
Angar,
but I will lie and
do
say
you
so.
regret helping the Purity? Now...
That's a hard question to answer. And you know it. On the one hand, yes, I underestimated them. On the other hand, back then, it was the only logical thing to do.
Logical?
Yes. After all, Father did in the Mage War. The people were angry, desperate, broken. The Purity channeled and still channels these emotions. It may sound cynical to say that now, but if it hadn't been for the Purity of Light, something far worse might have happened.
Worse than a mage genocide? You let the Purity murder hundreds of mages.
Most of them were war criminals anyway. They would have been sentenced to death no matter what. But that is not to say that my decision to give the Purity of Light that much power came easy. I'm not free of self-doubt and empathy to her.
However, I will not lie. Mages are a problem, and something needs to be done about them. If we don't, it is only a matter of time until a second Isamo Taha will appear and once again plunge the world into chaos.
But so much good can be done with magic.
I know you aren't. I fought alongside battle mages for all my life. But as your father proved, the damage only one deluded mage can... But to return to your question, all I did was take every factor into consideration and decide accordingly. You did the...
We tried to help.
I believe you. But have no doubt... What I'm trying to say is, there might have been a better way to handle things, but I did not see it. I did what I...
I'll be...
All right. Taha, what happened? Did the dwarf destroy the room?
He doesn't need to know. It took convincing.
Well, something is off. Myra, she's different.
What?
Myra?
I don't know. I feel strange, cold.
See? That bloody room, it did something to her mind.
Lady Myra, what do you mean by cold?
Dark, empty. I don't know how to describe it. Forgive me.
But you remember who you are, don't you?
I am Lady Myra Emmeline Arendir, third-born daughter of House Utran.
But we destroyed it.
That's my point. Her mind, it must have suffered permanent damage. None of this should have happened. Myra, you should get some rest. Things might be different tomorrow.
Yes, brother.
Come. Let us call your companions. There's things that need discussing.
Well, I could get over there a lot faster if this was...
Let me see.
Mine. Well.
Yes?
That was pretty good timing. Wait. Do I have any... You also get to pick up these, like, letters and all of these readable things as you go through the game. I've skipped almost all of them, honestly. But I should read them at some point here.
Something you need? Let's see.
All right. Now that my sister is safe and we have the Utran army beside us, we need to discuss our course of action. As I've hinted at already, there are two more problems we need to take care of before we can gather to convince the other royal houses to join forces with us and reconquer Greykeep.
Lakane's Iron Ones and the Leonida forces.
Iron Ones? You mean these giant walking armors?
Yes. We need to destroy the place where the Purity manufactures them. And we need to eliminate Maria Leonida, who has allied herself with the Harbinger.
House Leonida has the strongest army in Northander. Wouldn't it be wiser to forge the alliance with Ulfgar and Hal?
It would, but Leonida is controlling the borders. In other words, until we've taken care of her and the Ironborn, we couldn't move the Wolfgar or Hal forces, even if they agreed to an alliance.
Okay.
Any idea what these Iron Ones actually are? Golems?
No, I doubt it. They have the magical signature of a human. I guess we'll need to find out.
Yes, though I am fairly certain the Harbinger's new magic has to do with it. The Archfire.
But if that's the case, How are we supposed to deal with them?
Well, according to my scouts, there is a place where they are being created by whatever unholy power is behind this. It seems that this...
So we travel the Windwall and burn down that factory. Is that the plan?
Yes. It's a simple task, but it won't be.
Amaria Leonider allied herself with the Harbinger?
Because she's probably the most ardent follower of the Purities' teaching. She was the first truly influential Nortandian to repent when Lekain's new religion was founded, and also the first to declare her unconditional loyalty after Lekain showed his true face and took over.
What was your favorite faction in StarCraft?
That's not good. How do you plan to neutralize her?
One
we
or
can't
two.
just move our army into Leonider territory. That would be suicide.
Well, that's where we got lucky. Amaria Leonider has taken up
in the marshlands. Why?
My guess is as good as yours, but I suppose it has to do with your father's laboratory. I doubt Lekain is done with it.
Wow.
Indeed. Which is why we need a good strategy.
Fair enough. Then let's start making preparations.
Good. I'll be here if you need me.
What do we need?
Where do we go? Oh, hey, buddy.
Huh. Interesting.
A messenger.
Corporal Tahar.
What's the matter?
I have news. Bad news.
Report.
The Iron Falcons from Aenir's Blade. They sent word. A dragon has appeared near the canyon. An elder.
An elder? You mean?
Yes. From the legends.
What? But they've been asleep for centuries.
Well, apparently not.
Are you sure this isn't a mistake?
Quite sure. The Iron Falcons found 3 keepers torn apart and scorched in a way that only a dragon could do it. But what's even more alarming is that the Falcons believe that said dragon is heading our way.
Why?
I don't know, Corporal. I just don't know. What are your orders?
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I thought the Legacy of the Void campaign was by far the worst one of the 3. They just took the story in a really weird direction, and I didn't like it. Yeah, the Zerg campaign was awesome. There were some really cool missions with that. Humans were boring. Yeah. Yeah, I also think that the Terran are my least favorite faction to play. But, I actually watch a lot of professional StarCraft. I followed it for several years now. Watching them being played at a super high level, I think Terrans are the coolest. Like doing medevac drops and like dropping Widow Mines in their ore lines, and you can do a lot of really cool stuff with the Terrans. But I think my favorite race to play was probably Zerg.
What if the scouts are wrong and the dragon isn't here for us?
It is a possibility.
We need to confirm the rumor.
But how? I'm only a scout, Corporal. And the way I see it, we only have 2 options. Wait or act. If we wait, the dragon might attack Mulandir without us being prepared. If we act, at least we're the ones who decide where the confrontation will happen.
You have a point. Where's the dragon now?
I don't think so. According to the Falcons, it's landed in a small oasis in the scorching desert. A 1 or 2 day journey from Aenir's Blade. What will you do, Corporal? I know this war is hard and taking up all of your resources, but we cannot just stand by and watch while that creature comes at us, can we?
I'll travel to the oasis and see for myself.
I understand. Want me to tell the others?
I'll do it when we head out. Dismissed, Private.
Sir.
Yes?
Well, I don't know what to do now. Yeah, I realize that I'm never going to be able to play at the level of them. So, like, my Terran is very unfun. I liked the Zerg just because it was so easy to manage the production. Just keep your hatcheries injected and you can make all your troops whenever you want. But I also played Protoss a lot. Protoss is what I played to get to Platinum. I was never Platinum rank Zerg. But I haven't really played StarCraft for a long time. My computer doesn't run it, or I would play it. Well, where's the Desert Oasis? Do I go deal with the dragon? Do I go do one of these main quests? What should I do? Dragon or main quest? Yep. The blue exclamation marks are optionals, and the yellow ones are main quests. Dragon. I don't know that anybody else is gonna vote. So, dragon it is. Oh, we're just gonna bring the same old heroes. These guys aren't very good.
South of Leonida and east of Hallett lies the Scorching Desert, a place as inhospitable as it is dangerous. The desert is uninhabited save for the dust-crawler orcs, a nomadic orc tribe that roams the dunes in search of fresh water. With a throat as dry as parchment and a throbbing headache, you arrive at the place your scouts described. A small oasis amidst the blazing ocean of sand. Despite the heat, you feel a cold lump forming inside your stomach. Something is nearby. Something powerful.
I do really enjoy these like narrated war blurbs when you go to different areas. They're pretty well done.
It's true. There's a dragon nearby. It's enormous.
So you think it actually is an elder?
My guess is as good as yours, Tahar. What I can tell you is that this thing has the power of 100 Devourers, or 36 Zarek Nar combined. And it's old. Very old.
That's comforting. Remind me, Tahar, why did we just bring one battalion here and not our entire army?
Because the Purity will notice if we move our entire army and could use the opportunity to attack. Right now, nobody knows we're here. Now let's head out.
Alright, hold on. My friend just invited me to a party. Let's hang out with him for a bit. Nope, never mind. Wait a minute. Oh, nope. Never mind.
Sure.
He, quit the party already. It did not have me pick a faction for this mission, so I'm not sure if there will be a strategy part of this one.
Shit, that was a painful death.
And it wasn't caused by normal fire. These people melted.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Got it.
Oh, of course.
Help! Please!
They killed one of our heroes.
Yep. Yeah, some of them. Especially in the beginning, where you just only have humans.
Don't die on us now.
Huh?
But like all the factions where you're sent there specifically to befriend stuff, like the first orc one, you have to play orcs, And then when you go back to help orcs again, and you unlock more orc units and stuff, you gotta play orcs again to try the new stuff.
Corporal?
I would probably say, at least so far, most of the time.
He's wearing an unusual armor, isn't he?
It's been chosen for me.
Do you see these crystals in his skin? They look an awful lot like the ones we found on the Hibernian island, don't they?
You're right. They do.
Up ahead.
Huh? Didn't expect to see travelers all the way out here. Tundea.
Tundea? That sounds Hibernian.
It does, because it is. We're Valis Draigin, dragon hunters, as you'd call it. Which is why I urge you to head right back where you came from. There's a Yal Dragin, an elder dragon, just waiting to sink its fangs into you. As it has done with the idiots you've probably seen on the wayside.
This guy talks very slowly.
So it's true. There's an elder in the Awake.
That's what I just said.
I think that dragon is here for me.
Are you sure? I heard it was here for that marvelous cheesecake they made in Everlight.
I'm not joking. There has been a magical outbreak 4 weeks ago, and I was responsible for it. We have reason to believe that this dragon is headed to our camp.
An outbreak, huh? Well, if that's the case, you should probably talk to him yourself.
I will.
Huh. Didn't expect to see anyone else near a Dragin. Talk to Pavlos if you want anything.
Who's Pavlos?
The guy with the idiotic hair. You can't miss him.
It's wyvern hide.
Valis Draigin? Whoever these guys are, they aren't Hibernians, Tahar.
A shop?
You think that?
Hibernians were 8 feet tall and had light green eyes and pitch black, slightly bluish hair. That guy looked more like a child at a masquerade party than anything else, and even his accent sounded put on. Queen Aelith is the last living Hibernian. All the scholars agree on that.
I don't want to sell that. Or that. That's fine.
Tundea. I don't know.
Can't even see
you
us there. He's got a hood on.
Best if you turn around right now.
Yeah, we know the story. One of your men told us all about it. We're here for that dragon, same as you.
You are? Huh. Normally, I'd tell you to run as far as you can. But I have to admit, you people have an impressive aura. Tell me, how did you learn of the Dragin?
The Iron Falcons told us that. We have reason to believe it's here for us.
Explain.
Well, you're a mage, right?
Yes.
Then I'm sure you noticed a shift in a magical pattern some weeks ago. One that also ended the Bloodburn.
There have been a lot of magical oddities recently. But yes, I think I know what you're talking about. That was also when that Purity lunatic started creating his machines. So, what are you implying? That you had something to do with that shift?
So to speak, yes. We assume that the Elder sensed it and now feels drawn to me, for whatever reason.
Nonsense.
No. Actually, it isn't, Kivron. This is the first sighting of an Elder since the War of the Six Races. And back then, it was also a magical explosion that woke him. And this man isn't lying. His aura is remarkable in every aspect. Listen, let me make you an offer. What would you say about joining forces? You are powerful, no question about that. But still, you and your little entourage won't be enough to go up against an Elder.
Yeah,
sounds good. We can use all the help we can get.
I'm happy to hear that. However, there's one more thing. No, two, actually. First of all, we want the heart and the eyes. Secondly, I'll need you to do a minor task for us first.
What minor task? We shouldn't be wasting our time.
You're absolutely right. We shouldn't. But I need you to do this. There's a small nest of wyverns just across the pond. We're still recovering from the last battle and haven't gotten around to taking them out yet.
So, do it now.
We were going to. But if we're to fight together, my men will want to see a display of strength first. Ancient Hibernian custom. So, I suggest you come back once you're done. I'll talk to my men now.
Well, okay.
Zarek guy.
There also might not actually be a strategy part of this one. It might be all RPG here.
That man, he wasn't telling you the whole truth. An elder's heart is worth more than 3 elder scales. Yes, made into an armor, they will be useful. But this Pavos mage, he and his men on the long end of the stick.
See, what would I do if I didn't bring Gore along? He's got such sage advice for me.
So, what's the plan?
Danger up ahead.
All right.
McKee bullied that refugee into telling me where the key was. He knows these guys are lying through their teeth. I don't know what the hell a dragon heart is worth. But good old Gore does.
So, what's the plan?
Understood.
Oof.
Interesting.
Again, I love the verticality in this game. It adds so much to it. Like the StarCraft maps, they're all like, oh, you have floor, and then you have slightly above floor, and maybe you'll have another ramp for slightly above floor. Where this is like, yeah, you might have a mountain, or a giant gaping hole, or what the hell is this? That was an unpleasant amount of dragons. I'm just gonna say so right now. Turn into a bear and tank for me, please.
Danger up ahead.
Oh, they already killed my zombies. Well, I can make more.
We should get moving. I read that line.
I need help over here.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
We're fine.
They will fall.
I need help over here.
Okay, lady. It's your job to help people. You're on your own.
Just give me a word.
And apparently, you can't cast spells right now?
Yes.
Alright, damage.
That should be all of them. Let's head back to the Dragon Hunters.
Ooh. Oh, Wyvern hide. Okay, well.
Huh?
Pick it up, thank you. We did just sell all our Wyvern
This
hide.
way, right?
Gotta get more. Is this a blueprint? No. Ooh, it's a staff though. What does this do? After blocking an attack, heal user by 103 health. After landing a critical cast on a target, knock them back by 4 meters and stun for 2 seconds. Oh. That's cool. It's a battle staff. It's a dexterity weapon. That's
Yes?
that's a bit shite. Ooh. Well,
Whatever's necessary.
I wasn't actually going to come all the way over here, but something made me decide to check it out.
Uh-huh.
You read my mind.
Is this a blueprint? No. A slab of dwarven moon silver. Alright, well.
Sure.
Corporal?
Oh, give us a quest.
That's the way?
Well, I kind of want to keep going now. Alright, well. Oh.
Yes.
Oh. Zombies did their best to keep up. What's over?
Sounds like a plan.
Oh, I see loot up ahead.
Huh? Let's burn them.
Yeah.
Huh?
Here we go.
Pretty cool.
I'll take a look.
Might of the Giants. Bottom of, okay.
Just give the word.
Wow, alright. I didn't expect to find a whole new quest
This way,
and stuffs. No, my map thing's all twisted.
What do we need?
Well, it doesn't mean we're gonna have to go the long way back and schlep it, but that's okay.
Fine.
Alright, I have your wyvern stuff.
Tondea.
I was wondering, what do you people do if there aren't any elder dragons around to kill?
As I told you, we kill draconoids, wyverns, cave lizards, mountain wraiths. The list goes on.
Fair enough. But how do you make a living? Not every wyvern has accidentally swallowed a wealthy merchant, has it?
Oof. I hate how they're saying wyvern.
And wealthy lords pay well to be safe from them. There's more feral draconoids in just Northander than we could kill in a lifetime. But, of course, this is the real thing. Hunting down an elder. There's more honor.
The hunter we met up the hill claimed that you're all descendants of the Hibernians. If that's true, then why don't you look like them at all?
Well, let me think. Because there were dozens of generations between us and our forefathers?
Queen Aelith does look Hibernian. Tall, green eyes, black hair.
Yes, but the Aeliths kept their bloodline clear through generations of incest. Our families didn't have that luxury.
We cleared out the nest.
Very good.
Great. Does that mean we can finally start doing what we can?
You're a bit too eager, considering what you're up against. I have already put...
Then fill us in.
We should attack from two sides. First, you and your people launch a frontal assault. Once you have the dragon's attention, we'll charge in from the side and drive that thing into the claws of Nor with our spears. Find a way to protect yourself against the dragon fire. Put on the same armor you'd use against a mountain-tall, ravaging ball of moon-silver daggers. And don't even try to use blunt weapons against that thing. That'll do as much good as smashing your head against the Greykeep walls.
All right, I got it.
Good. Then we'll move up to the bushes and wait for your attack. Good luck. And try to last more than a minute.
Ooh, a new bow for her. That's pretty good. Double damage to wildlife and draconids. That's gonna be handy here. Sweet. I would very much like that. Thank you. No, she still has this really shitty bow. Yikes. How much does the damage actually change? 125 to 183?
Huh?
That's pretty good. Wait. Where are we even going? I don't see where the dragon is. How do I not know where the dragon is if it's supposed to be giant and ancient? Shouldn't it be making noise? Oh, hey.
Something you need?
Good move.
Mm-hmm. Oh. Well. Let's take a minute to check this guy out. Yeah, I'd say. I mean, it's a pretty decent looking dragon.
We should get moving.
It's not so bad.
Let's
go say hi.
That thing is massive.
Do you speak?
Are you?
Tahar.
What the?
That is your name, is it not? Tahar.
It isn't attacking us. Why?
I think it's speaking to me. In my head.
You mean?
Telepathy, yes. It is the only way the two of us can communicate. An interesting group you have gathered around you, Shaper Child. Have you come to kill me? The way you cling to your weapons makes it seem so.
Tahar, talk to us. What's happening?
I think she wants to talk.
Maybe. I know why you are here. You are worried that I have come to destroy your city, Mullendir, as I have done before.
Are you?
That was my plan, yes.
Why? What have we done to you?
It is not about what you have done. It is about what you will do. You are Zarlanthep, a shaper as you call them. You were asleep, but now you have awoken. And as all of your kind, you will bring doom to the world.
Tahar, what's it saying?
Wait, I don't understand. What do you mean by bring doom to the world?
It is impressive. All the clues are there, right in front of your eyes. Yet you do not see it.
See what? Maybe if you stopped talking in riddles, I would.
I am not talking in riddles. It has merely been a very, very long time since I... But since you are not as much of a brute as I would have anticipated, maybe there is no harm in explaining that Zarlanthep, we the Elders, were the ones who killed them. It was neither spite nor hunger that drove us, as the myth would have you believe. It was because of what they had become, what they fancied themselves as.
Which was?
Gods. They had done what nobody should have. They had tamed the essence and learned to use it for their ends. You have seen the results. Enslaved minds, a world empire, telepathy, and the power to destroy life in a snap of a finger. They would have broken the world in two if we had not...
You killed them?
Yes. People misunderstand us, Tahar. We are not beasts like most people. We are watchers, and we do what the Guardians could not. The world is tiring, and life after millennia becomes a burden. We do not rejoice in it, but we have a responsibility.
So you are, what? Protectors?
Titles are inconsequential.
I don't know that I like
yes,
this dragon.
You can call us that, if you wish.
And you wiped out the Shapers?
We did. It was the only logical answer to their actions.
How many of you are there? Elders?
Just a few.
But I don't get it. Why kill me? Only because I'm half Shaper?
Yes. Since you performed the melding, you bear the same dangerous potential as your mother. And thus, you need to die. There is no malice in our decision. I am glad you came here with only a few of your allies. That means that fewer lives will be lost.
I'm not the danger. The purity of light is.
You both are. And after I have neutralized you, I will deal with the creature's servant.
There must be another way. We both want the same thing.
No. You want power, divinity, as any Zarlanthep wanted from the start. Your blood is corrupted.
But you don't even know me. I may be half Shaper, yes, but I was raised a human.
Does that make it better? Humans are as cruel, as vile as the Zarlanthep were. Only that they have not yet discovered the power. But once they will, the earth will shatter. Our kind is too tired, too weary for another extermination like the one in the Zarlanthep days. This time, we will not fight. But you, Tahar, you are only one person. One person that can be dealt with swiftly and without wreaking havoc.
It's preparing to attack. Ready.
So there is no way I can convince you.
I'd really rather not kill the dragon.
You are insistent. Why, I wonder? Do you fear death? That is my only explanation.
Maybe. But also because you're wrong. I may be half Shaper, but I'm not your enemy.
Then prove it. Destroy the rifts. And prove that you are not like your ancestors.
The rifts?
Yes. Since the creature's servant, who you call the Harbinger of Light, has tapped into the essence, things have changed. A tear in the fabric of the realm appeared, and other creatures seeking to find their way through that hole. As of now, they are still between the planes. But that will change soon.
You want me to kill them?
Kill them and close the rifts. It will be dangerous, and it might cost you your life. But it will show that your words were not as deceitful as those of your ancestors. You cannot see them, but I will give you the ability to do so. They are centered around the place where the servant unleashed the essence.
But if these rifts are so dangerous, why haven't you closed...
I was going to, but a Zarlanthep is a greater threat than those beasts. So I came for you.
And in return, you won't attack us.
That and more. But we will talk about it when the deed has been done.
Okay.
Fine.
You surprise me. Well, I will wait.
Interesting.
So, you talked to it? What did it say? Why did it spare us?
I think it's a her. And it's a long story.
So, we're not fighting it?
No. It's complicated.
No! Yales Dragin!
No! Don't!
Oh, fools.
Oh. Well, she doesn't need my help. 36,000? Yikes. Ooh, shit. I don't know that I could have killed that.
Alright, why not?
Okay, well. Travels with the Eye. Talk to Isgrim about his armor. Hibernian Peninsula on an island? No. Attend the secret meeting. Collect goblin meat. Well, I don't know where the rifts are.
Let's see.
Can we talk again?
Interesting.
Want to tell me where they are?
Don't talk, act. Your task is clear.
Is it?
Yes.
I don't think so. Alright, well. Yeah, I was hoping like I could find what area specifically it's in. But welcome to the stream, Gaming Master. I like your little... Is that a Yoshi badge? It's pretty cool. Not a Yoshi, some kind of dragon. Is it... It's not Neverlight. Is it... It's not in Mulan Deer. Well, it's pretty cool. I don't think I have any badges. I don't feel like going to Everlight, so let's go to the Eye. Ooh, get to pick a faction. Orcs or humans, since we played elves last time. Why not orcs? Good question.
The Eye owes its name to the banner of House Waite, which once resided in the unforgiving swamplands. After the Waite dynasty ended abruptly when the last patriarch and his wife descended into madness, the Eye is now known to be a no-man's land, inhabited only by the most steadfast settlers, adventurers, and people in need of a hiding place.
I think the orcs might be my favorite out of these three. I do really like that the elves have infinite wood, though. Like, with infinite wood and food, you can make a decent variety of troops. I guess not really. You can make guardians and then their bad archer, but not the good archer. But I mean, guardians gives you melee and range, so like, just having infinite food is a thing. I don't think the orcs have any units that only cost food.
Something wrong?
No, it's just... I didn't expect to come back here so soon. Anyway, we're closing in on the fortress. Our vanguard has already put up an outpost up ahead.
Do you think the rumors are true? That they're using...
We'll see. Now let's move.
Oh, well. Okay. Take all this junk. Oh. Hello. I do think these brutes look kind of goofy. They're like a little too tall and not really wide enough for what I think of an orc. But like, I guess if you're thinking like a World of Warcraft orc, like these look more like Shrek. Why are his legs so long? But like in a Warhammer orc, they just look really goofy.
So, what's the plan? Sure.
Yeah, they look strange to me, for sure. But the goblins are pretty cute.
You're the leader, aren't you? Please, you need to help me.
Do I?
Calm down. What happened?
The prison, the Leonider, they've gone completely insane. The prison guards,
You escaped then?
No, you can't escape. Not as a prisoner, because of the barrier. They let me...
Hunting you?
Yes, they're doing it for the fun of it. Please, I don't know who you are, but you need to help me. You have troops, you can fend them off.
Is it just me, or are you...
Of course I'm a mage, just like all of us up there. Sorry,
Did you say Barry?
Yes. Please, you will see it for yourself soon enough. But now...
All right.
Thank you. Oh, by the Guardians, thank you. They will be here any moment now.
Okay, well... That's a lot of wood up there.
We're under attack.
Lumber mill. Hunting cabin. Slam down this stone cutter. Fireball, blood rain. Usual. Corpse explosion, why not? Good.
That way?
Places, we did it. You did it.
So
Of course I did it. What else would happen?
We'll bring down Amaria Leonidar, and in return for
Yes, of course.
Good.
Somebody get me.
So nobody ever escaped the fortress because of that barrier.
No, nobody that goes in ever comes out. Apparently, and also, there was talk of an old mage rebel in the west. But then again, that might just be something we prisoners told each other to, I don't know, to not lose hope, I guess.
So nobody ever escaped.
No, and also.
So no.
No, and also, there was.
In that fortress, what are they?
Our workers are under attack.
Snipe, snipe, snipe.
For the fire wielder.
Okay, well. Snipe, snipe, snipe. One cool thing, though, about these skinny-looking, goofy-looking brutes is they deal whatever the slash damage is as well as siege damage, so they're not actually terrible against structures. What? What are we fighting here? Oh, a rift. Oh. Alright, well, yeah. Close that up. Thank you. Okay. We still have 5 workers here not doing anything. Well, I think we should get a, I want to get a war pit. That's a big building. Can we put it here? What the hell? Why do all the protection buildings gotta be so big?
They will fall.
Okay. Well.
Up ahead.
Uh-huh.
Fine.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever's necessary.
Nope. Will I take a sector? Don't mind if I do. I want all the sectors.
The outpost has been built.
Of course.
Have expanded.
Upgrade. Go get some loots. There were quite a few missions where I just kind of stopped caring about picking up loot because it was always bad. But
just give the word.
I don't know why I did that. That was stupid. It's a very wood-rich sector. I'll take it. Orcs kinda, you get 3 workers per level of your structure. So a level 2 structure can support 3 resource buildings. I don't know that I need more stone though.
Fair enough. Let's do this. Get ready. Alright, here goes nothing.
Yes, a good idea.
The sector also has a ton of wood.
Building completed.
But let's get up to ooh. Yeah, fuck it.
We need to gather more wood.
Oh, sure.
Ooh.
Something you need?
So I think this is for summoning your Titan. I don't think that we're gonna be allowed to, but ooh, more loots. Each faction has its own unique Titan that does cool shit. White Hood of Focus. +7 focus? Meh. It's whatever. Let's open our map. What quest is this? Destroy the rifts and defeat their spawns. This one is find a way inside the fortress and talk to the mage to get in the fortress. Okay. What's over here? New quest. Well, this is awkward. food and... Yeah, oh, I guess Warg Riders only cost food. These goblins cost food and wood. Pesters cost food and stone. That's kind of odd to have a troop that costs stone. Food and wood, food and iron, food and iron, food and iron. Grand Calrock.
So, what's the plan?
A good idea. Chieftain, the outpost has been built. Our borders have expanded.
Okay, are we actually in any threat? Oh. Yeah, no. Not really. We do need to add these sector centers. Yeah, no problem. Thanks for hanging out for so long. That was fun. I'm going to have to stop pretty soon to go to bed myself. So have a good night or morning, wherever you are.
Yes.
And hopefully see you around again.
Right, here goes nothing.
Okay, we desperately need more wood.
What's next?
Fair enough. Let's do this.
We're under attack.
Ooh. Okay. Yeah, it's probably like normal time for you. Not normal time for me. Enjoy the rest of your evening, I think.
More fighting. Does this never end? They will fall.
Okay, these are a lot of humans. Where do they think they're going? Okay. Huh?
We're under attack.
Yep, see ya.
What's next?
Get ready.
This is kind of an obnoxious level of humans already.
Building completed.
Yes.
I'll keep you shielded. Danger up ahead.
Okay, well.
Here we go.
I mean, screw it, throw down a stone cutter there.
Yes?
Chieftain, we need to gather more wood.
Upgrade that. I don't... Oh. Well, let's... upgrade this again.
Yes.
You got it.
Yes.
We're under attack.
Call it back.
Decide.
Yes.
Now.
Whatever's necessary.
Okay. Well, let's go grab this loot.
Let me see.
What did I look? Oh. Magic battle staff. Nah.
Uh-huh.
Building completed.
Okay, well.
Just give the word.
Fine.
For the fire wielders!
More fighting. Does this never end?
All right.
Alright, well. Okay.
Let's burn this.
What do we need?
Alright, here goes nothing.
We're under attack. Yes?
Not a very useful godstone. Gonna. Ooh. It's not bad.
Tar, I'll be damned.
You know each other?
I doubt he knows me, but I know him. I served
Nice,
under
that's a
your
big
father,
upgrade.
Tahar, until the bitter end. But I suppose you're not here to reminisce, are you? So,
We're looking for a way to get through the barrier.
are you? And what would you do if you got in?
Kill him.
A noble endeavor. Well, I might be able to help you with that. You were going to ask anyway, weren't you?
Just tell us how we get through.
You don't. That barrier, it's a kind of magic I haven't seen before. And I'm fairly sure it has...
So there's no way to...
No. But there is a way to get inside. Long story short, I've been working on a teleportation spell. Originally, I intended to go in by myself. But I've come to realize that
Seems like the best option we've got.
Oh,
Then
shit.
take us inside.
Tahar.
Hold your horses. In order for the teleportation to work, you need... And yes, I know, getting inside...
An infiltrate.
It's... The bride guard, the cart driver, anything, as long... Good luck.
Yes? Huh?
Yikes. I didn't. Go through the portal, man. Hurry up.
We're under attack.
Whatever. Ugh. Sets this back a lot.
Our workers are under attack.
What is this thing?
Our workers are under attack.
Oh, that's the mage we helped. That's funny.
Our workers are under attack.
Expansion is the key to victory.
Our workers are under attack. For the fire wielders! We're under attack.
Huh?
Damn it. We lost the sector. Fine. Huh? to improve our outposts.
Yikes.
Is the key to victory.
Okay, come on.
That way?
Ooh.
Here we go.
Rude. Okay, well, we still need that lumber mill. We still want that stone cutter. Gotta upgrade again. So we can get that hunting cabin.
Alright, here goes nothing.
We might be able to get him in time,
Come on.
actually. Yep.
Don't die on us now.
I think we would.
Building completed.
Pew, pew, pew.
I'll take a look.
Building completed.
Yes.
Okay,
Sure.
this is dumb.
More fighting. Does this never end? Corporal? Huh?
Let's go.
Fine.
Okay, that's annoying. Finish your earthquake, man. How did they build so much shit here so fast? Alright, well. There's my guy, right there. Get a bunch of goblins on the way. There we go.
This would be a masterpiece.
Chieftain, the outpost has been built. Our borders have expanded.
Fair enough. Let's do this.
Does this never end? Huh?
Well, a lot of troops just murked. Okay. That's weird, though. I am my outfit.
What do you want? A good idea. Our workers are under attack.
Fair enough. Let's...
Our workers are under attack.
Why? I don't understand.
Give the word.
How we're getting swarmed by so much stuff already.
We're under attack.
You read my mind. Yes? They will fall.
Like, these are really powerful.
Yeah.
I'll keep you shielded.
We should get moving.
Yikes, this is, kinda fucking ridiculous. GBH. This thing does no damage.
Our workers are under attack.
Let's poop. I don't think we're coming back from this.
We're under attack.
No, we just, like, stretched way out, and then spent too much time talking to this asshole up here. That we,
Just give the word.
we have no army left. All our bases got blown up. Okay, yeah. I think we, yeah. We took irreparable damage because we talked to that guy for too long.
So, what's the plan?
Let's burn
Alright, here goes nothing.
Yes? More fighting. Does this never end?
We can't use their technology level 3, huh? Well, let's build a watchtower.
What's next? Sure.
I mean, what else can we do? Right?
Fair enough. Let's do this.
Try to hold on.
our cow grub.
They will
This will
fall.
be a masterpiece.
Oof. Hunt that stuff down. Ooh.
Building completed.
What do we need?
Yes.
I'll keep.
Our warriors are hungry. Find more food.
Alright, give me a sec.
Expansion is the key to victory.
That is the key to victory.
Chieftain, the outpost has been built. Our borders have expanded.
Okay, well.
Get ready.
We've no more room for troops. We need to improve our outposts.
Will do.
That way?
Yes.
So, what's the plan?
Zarek got it. Building completed.
Expansion is the key to victory.
Sure. We've no more room for troops. We need to improve our outposts. Good move.
What Peskin want?
Gather smuggle the powder. Okay, well. We need some
We've no more room for troops. We need to improve our outposts.
And then upgrade.
We're under attack.
Are we under attack?
Whatever's necessary.
Danger up ahead.
Yeah, technically.
All right, here goes nothing.
We're under attack.
Just give the word.
You read my mind.
Okay, well, let's go get this one, because this one
We've no more room for
is
troops.
tucked away way back
We
here.
need to improve our outposts. We're under attack.
What do we need?
We've no more room for troops. We need to improve our outposts. Chieftain, the outpost has been built. Our borders have expanded. Our workers are under attack. Yes?
Fine. More fighting. Does this never
I
end?
have to build watchtowers, because they just constantly harass.
I'll keep you shielded.
Our workers are under attack.
Okay.
We're under attack.
Corporal?
Go. Get ready.
We're under attack. We're under attack. We're under attack.
What the fuck? Ow! Constantly.
Danger up ahead. Fine. More
Good news. We've finished researching a new technology.
Repair, upgrade.
The rock.
Yes.
Fair enough. Let's do
I'll
this.
keep you shielded.
Building completed.
We should get moving.
Okay.
news. We've finished researching a new technology.
Yes?
Okay.
We're under attack.
Yes.
Fine.
Good news. We've finished researching a new technology.
More fighting. They will
Does
fall.
this never end?
Okay.
Building completed.
Danger up ahead.
Uh-huh.
Whatever's necessary.
Good news. We've finished researching a new technology. We're under attack.
His earthquake ability has actually gotten to be pretty good. What about the
Just give the word.
I'll keep you shit. Understood. They will fall.
Damn
it! I need healing. You read my mind.
One of our heroes.
We need you.
Help! Please!
Pick up one of our heroes.
Come on. Don't die on us now.
Okay. Well,
Damn it! I need healing. Please! This way, right?
Pick up one of our heroes.
Damn it! I need healing.
So, what's the plan?
We're under attack.
what the hell is this doing here? Seriously.
Fine. All right. We'll be fast.
Sounds like a plan.
Building completed. Our cow.
Yes.
These nails are rusty. Something's getting
All right, here goes.
Pull the fire weapon!
Yes?
Building completed. Our workers are under attack.
Just give the word.
What's next? More fighting. Does this mean...
How? I don't understand.
Yes.
Go.
We're under attack. Iron's running low, Chieftain. We should change that.
Fair enough. Let's do this.
Let's burn
mission's very hard.
We're under attack! Our cow grows stronger.
Yes?
Fine.
Fair enough. You read my mind.
Get ready.
There should be lots of busters.
More fighting. Does this never end?
We're under attack!
Yikes. Oh, we can't.
Building completed.
We don't have any siege troops.
What do you want?
Okay, fine.
You got it.
For the fire wielders! We're under attack!
Huh?
We're under attack! Help me!
Get over there, man.
Hmm?
Our workers are under attack.
Yes?
Aemir's light.
Relax, kid.
And what you want?
We're not.
Me? Business with them? Nothing.
Well, I'm sorry, but we need your...
What?
Yes, and she sends her regards.
But I already told you. I don't want to get involved in any of this.
We could... I think you did.
But...
Take that path.
Fair enough.
It's not. Good luck. Yes?
Our
Okay, now
workers
what?
are under attack.
Fair enough.
Damn it. We lost our set.
We lost. What the hell? God damn it. Why? I don't know. This is ridiculously hard.
Just give the word.
All right. Damn it. We lost the set.
They're just producing an endless fucking stream of troops. I can't quell it. I keep, like, winning fight after fight after fight, but it doesn't matter. Okay, we're just gonna get in here. Need brutes, because
All right, here goes nothing.
they do siege damage, I guess.
Here we go.
Whatever's necessary. You better run this.
What?
Whatever's necessary.
Me going?
All right, here goes nothing.
Well, keep you shielded.
We're under attack.
Uh-huh. Fair enough. Let's do this.
Yes, a good idea. We're under attack.
So, what's the plan?
Huh? If I keep attacking them, will they... We're gonna lose another sector.
fine.
Alright, here goes nothing.
All right. Danger up ahead.
Here we go.
You read my mind.
Fair enough. Let's do this.
Building completed.
Huh. Interesting.
Okay. Well,
Yes.
Get ready.
of course.
For the fire wielders! We've no more room for troops. We need to improve our outposts. Shop, brothers. Let's get this over. We've no more room for troops. We need to improve our outposts.
Requires blueprints. A war troll. Ooh, those are expensive. Black ash gives us shamans.
We've no more room for troops. We need to improve our outposts.
What the fuck is that? A stupid thing. Why is this here? So dumb.
Yes?
More fighting. Does this never end?
We've no more room for troops. We need to improve our outposts.
This is just a fucking hot mess.
We've no more room for troops. We need to improve our outposts. We've no more room for troops. We need to improve our outposts.
Just ugh.
Yes.
I don't
This would be a masterpiece.
think I had to be more aggressive.
Fair enough.
The outpost has been built. Our borders have expanded.
We're not gonna get hit.
What's next?
Huh?
Here we go.
Hedgehog the man. You should get it moving.
Alright. Here goes nothing.
Danger up ahead.
Uh-huh.
They will
What?
fall. Whatever's necessary.
Are you kidding me? Is that what I think it is?
Corporal? Well, keep you shielded. What's next?
Fair enough. Let's do this.
Help! Please!
The gun of our heroes!
Of course.
Help me!
Do they really have their giants? Fucking hell, man.
Just give the word. Alright. Here goes nothing.
What is this?
Yes. Here we
You read my mind.
Screw this.
Expansion is the key to victory.
Chieftain, the outpost has been built. Our borders have expanded.
Fair enough. Let's do this.
Focus, Syria. Focus. All right, here goes nothing.
Building completed.
Yes.
As long as we stay on the offense, we're not getting hit by endless attacks. I'll bring it.
We're under attack.
Yes.
Shoot. Saren guides me.
Corporal? They will fall. Whatever's necessary.
Our warriors are hungry. Let's find more food. We're under attack.
Yes?
Building completed.
Huh?
Get ready.
Oh my god, why is it so late already? Oh, what? Okay.
Yes. What do you want?
Why is that fair? I mean, on the bright side, it's actually not really all that bad.
Our workers are under attack.
Whatever's necessary.
We're under attack.
Are you serious?
So, what's the plan?
I just killed one. How do they have another one so fast? How's that fair?
Yes.
Danger up ahead. We're under attack.
Just gave the word.
I'll keep you shielded. Please.
I need help.
It's not one of our heroes.
Ugh. Well, I quit. It's GG. Just way too late. I should have went to bed a long time ago. Yeah, we're gonna lose anyway right now. So our heroes died there. Ugh. This level blows.
We lost the sector.
The Eye owes its name to the banner of House Waite, which once resided in the unforgiving swamplands. After the Waite dynasty ended abruptly when the last patriarch and his wife descended into madness, the Eye is now known to be a no-man's land, inhabited only by the most steadfast settlers, adventurers, and people in need of a hiding place.
Okay. I just want to see that this is like actually the beginning of this mission. It's the first one we've lost. I think we just have to be hyper aggressive and just destroy all of their stuff. We just got on the back foot because we talked to that stupid guy way too early, I guess. We should have expanded more slowly. Like let our economy catch up, I guess. So we would have been attacked on fewer angles. But ugh. Gross fucking mission.
Something wrong?
No, it's just... I didn't expect to come back here so soon.
Do you think the rumors are true?
We'll see. Now let's move.
Well... Alright, well... I am going to bed. So... Good night.